Hi, my name is Jennifer Sperry Steinorth, and I'll be reading to you from Her Read, a graphic poem. Her Read is an artifact of erasure. It's both visual and poetry. I began this work in 2016 in the heat of that election too enraged to write, and would continue to work on it through the 2020 election. This book is out through Texas Review Press now, and it the source text is The Meaning of Art by Herbert Read. I found this for $1 at a library discard sale. When I found the title, I thought it was wonderfully presumptuous, and upon further inspection, I saw that though this is a survey of art history from prehistory to the modern era, 0 female artists are named until the 3rd edition, and then just one, Barbara Hepworth. So from the voice of the male critic surveying male bodies of work, I set about excavating a first-person female lyric with the hope of speaking to the erasure of women artists from the Western canon, doubled by the erasure of women's stories when the way we come to think about what women look like and should be comes to us through the stories and paintings of men. I should also mention that the excerpt I will read begins at the beginning of what is a book-length poem and ends at the end, but is otherwise a patchwork assemblage of bits in between. And I'll share my screen with you. I art soft in between. I art not golden. I'm a distortion of what we picture as human. I art our motives. A prim fusion of orange and plum I poach in disaster. I art no escaping the imp factor or Barbie. I art's point, I toys view, I other in intimate value. Note, I wish to thank Mr. Read, the author, for very kindly lent pains and I, the lovely lace ruff which adorns him. But actually we do make such a sensuous impression of vitality that a man sees and feels the object, sees its universal imp, sees the one in many, the many in one, at his peril. I remember a pain that he called fine, from which ivory, bone, silk, wool, Paris. The ass is his especial cathedral, conceived as walls enclosing a space, and as such must be viewed from within, or as a face defining a mass, and as such must be looked at from without. If we mind his rose and passage his child, amusingly he relates how pain is in the hands of a master. Even Leonardo had to touch my whole open window, as it has been called, with his manual dexterity and a scientific aim at feeling me not in control of his effects. He ran. Come hither, come nearer, the imp comes too. O wide sea, O soil, O story, O doubt, O flood, O river, O rope, I come to elope with this tomb, an intimate, romantic interlude, finally rid of Mr. Step and Mr. Gas and their fancy texts of the second coming. O heart, O human continent, over which stretch the skins of human terror. Sadism is intense. Myth and folklore, fairy tales and horror, we know too little, too much about our own righteous dog. I practice a disinterested appreciation, a state of passive receptiveness, as Roger Fry called it, and so find endless pleasure. We know a flue penetrates eye. We know an ohm stretching from eyeland through to the Renaissance. Oh, oh, we come to be mother. Other, other, as ever mother we conceive. Hand of my mom, mi mum, madre, ma mère, mama soft, sinward, strange, uncontent to remain outside. But softly we hum, feeling worser and worser, slowly learning our mum's genius is buried in the cellar. Thirst is a discipline of color, of pain, a brush, a brush, a brush, and years of rain. Thirst is author and judge of mother. It makes, then passes through her fingers. Ink every vulgar mother whole story. A sung story conceives a story. Please let us refashion the story. I may suggest love is a professor, two round arches crossing a vault. The vault suggests great height, which in turn involves a buttress, the buttress a pinnacle, and so on. But that does not explain the overwhelm that meets you as you enter me, your feelings roused by no solution of engineering. How we spoke one language, subterranean masters, indulging fancies between thinks, go to. It was never Neverland, a dynasty of dumb grace we could not escape, middle age intact. O Virgin, with the lust of angels and curs, at beloved's behest, I played thee. Masters say pain is dominated by the whip of longing. Masters say pain is the dominion of ecstasy. Masters say pain is a dominatrix, is Italian. Say love in italics. Apply hot wax. Sweet boy, this is a process can only be described as loving care. Comes lowliness, comes surprise, comes in a hood, in a van, in a cot. Act natural, frond of fern, petal of flower, lowly, the highest expression of sainthood, sweet head tumbling out, a van, a cot, my mouth. Let's all pose for St. Francis. The landscape expects to consort with ecstasy. Pull back your hood, pull back my head. The dead is no actual person, cries, Master, master, read me top to bottom. Master, master, read me under the covers. Master me over the others, bottom to top, bottoms up. Let's all drink the Virgin. Master, sweet master, peace me. Let me drink you under the table, spread like butter, wear my thigh, there but for a white, unmarked van go I, but for the grace of a waxwork saint. Oh, oh, you found my stigmata, darling. Mister, I am not your masterpiece. Darling, you're my very best virgin. Don't you know, if pain be real, the best virgins are the ones who play pretend? Between the Virgin and me, flesh can only be discovered by ship. I scarcely fret the waves at the foot of our fantastic fur bed. O half-mad one of half-truth! In pain she, unknown intimate, becomes church. Some get lost to a cardinal romance that is manic, a manic mind, then becomes reason a living rope. Broke in, broke ass, broke us, unbroken lines, unbroken mass, unbroken curves. The art is to lose, bound and bugling, how we distinguish oak from beech, horse from ox, how we distinguish one bound to garden from Satan. And to this life we are wedded. Oh, 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 pilgrim. Is this romantic, this flesh v. flesh? Psst. Wanna buy a watch? If you are erased, if the hand you see in the stone remains buried, if you dare to be no man's hotel, freedom, freedom, come to me. Within our walls you need no discovery. Say, freedom, freedom, come, comes, O other in me, sacred rage. Escape pain, be no more as wallpaper, escape in moonlight, picture discourse, always dangerous things in pain, be able as pain, mind we whole, escape pain, alive erasure, invent how it evolves, arm our sisters in moonlight, escape pain, stars, a faint setting sun, be the eye to be satisfied, escape paintings, escape painters, escape no strange, oh, mouth chanting, escape, say nothing, define morphology, inspire escape, paint pain, call it love, a conscious lion, dispense with escape, paint openly, paint as we, no I, excess. In view of the sea, in view of the hearse of time, what place should be given to words, scenes, figure studies of oneself, of any self in transit? In this our one flight, in light of the sea of tranquility, the tranquility of a mind no plea can move, what good are temples to the moon unless to set ablaze a face otherwise occupied by islands? Why draw lines between us if not to execute the distance between us? If not to let an interior be red, to be very vividly red, red and green and yellow, blue and green, such that we do not destroy one another when we bleed together. For each we realize the self. The self is liquid, lacework, holy water, glass, a conception obliged to transpose as green for red with a beloved, and the beloved is known by many names and by the desire to renounce one name and take another. Sweet pea, lion, pussy, Ernie, flower, fire, thou, spear, angel, Amado, Romeo, Grace, she, Queen V, he, they. We love to embrace the danger. We art to toy with feeling, transposing one kind of fear, one kind of love for another. We art to toy with memory, those plastic dreams, to fix in concrete, as if a kiss were anything but goodbye, as if to unknow the marble profile of goodbye, as if to return to the dream of the unborn, calling, and in the place the book is buried, plant a tree. Amen, amen, amen. We art to toy with alternatives, by touch to cure, by love to infect, not a man speaking to men, but grief, grief and a patchwork spring whereby we come to embroidery and sing. We art to transmute pain, that germ that plays upon our nerves, patient as nurses, who testify to our fragility like a Greek chorus, pain into wonder, homage, moonlight, horseshit, pity, wool, stone, velvet, impetus, a war, dawn, relief, salt, furniture, vision, a bridge. When vision is communal, it becomes religion. We art. This is God's image. Or only hands, on the walls of a cave. Thank you for listening and for reading. Be well.